All right, I started recording. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to practice each version, but the steps are always the same. So please pay attention to that. So the first thing we're going to do is find the axis of symmetry. We always find the axis of symmetry first. Please remember the equation for the axis of symmetry is negative b over 2a. Please remember that. Okay? Put away the phone. So it's going to be negative b over 2a. So I have to identify what a, b, and c is. In this situation, there's an x squared. Shub, what is a?
A is 1.
Good. What is b?
0.
Good. What is c?
2.
No. And number one?
0.
0. Also 0. Remember, if they don't exist, there's 0.
Make it a little bit bigger.
Like that. So, in this case, I'm going to plug it in. Negative 0 over 2 times 1. But we don't really care because 0's on top. So that's going to be 0 overall.
Why is it times 1?
A was 1. So I have to do 2 times 1 technically.
Come on, Jacob, you know this.
So the axis of symmetry is 0. That also makes the x of my vertex 0. So now since I take that 0, I'm going to take it and plug it into the equation over here to get the y.
Over where?
Over in the equation.
0 equals x to the second power.
No. X is going to get replaced. So it's y equals 0 to the second power.
That's nothing.
That's still 0.
Right. So it's 0, 0.
So in this situation, it is 0, 0.
Wait, why?
Which 0 are you asking about? The first one or the second one? Because there are zeros for both ones. Because in the red over here, Leaves, you ready? I plugged in for every x the number I got, which was 0. So 0 squared.
Wait, what?
Every x became 0 because this is 0.
Okay.
Okay? So because of that, I plug in 0. 0 squared is 0. So that makes this 0 over here. It's the sawdust from when they sold the window.
Oh, they fixed it.
Yes, they did. All right. Now, we're going to put the x's in. The x's are automatic. Is 2 smaller and 2 bigger. What? Yeah. So it's going to be negative 1, negative 2, and 1, 2. That's automatic. Always 2 smaller, 2 bigger. No matter what.
Can I see what you do with the calculator?
It will be. But let me just show you with the math. So, now I'm going to take 1 or negative 1, and I'm going to plug it in. Remember, you choose which one you want to plug in. I'll plug in positive 1. If you want to plug in negative 1, that's fine.
Wait, well, oh, because you can't do 0?
Well, we already did 0. So we're doing the next thing, which is 1 or negative
Now
1.
what you're going to do is plug into the
Equation.
You're going to do 1 equals 1 to the second power.
Good. Y equals 1 to the second power. So y equals 1 times 1. I'm just taking this number.
Plug the 1 into the equation?
Yes. Just like you did with 0, you do it again for 1, you do it again for 2. So if this one's 1, this is also 1 for free.
So you just do 1, like in the calculator, you just do 1
Squared in this
to the
case.
second power?
Yeah. This one's a simple one because it's just to the second power. As we'll move on to the review sheet, they get a little harder each time.
Okay.
All right. The next one, y equals going to be, I get to choose 2 or negative 2.
Do 2.
All right, let's do 2. So 2 squared. Remember, 2 squared means 2 times 2, which equals 4.
So 4 negative 4.
No. Just 4 and just 4. They have to be exactly the same.
Now I have to graph it.
Do a pen or pencil and borrow.
So now we're going to graph. Sorry.
We do the 4.
So we're going to go negative 2, 4 first. So that means I'm going to go 2 to the left.
No, negative 2.
Yeah, so that's 2 to the left. And then 4 up. So my first dot is here. Next dot, negative 1, 1. That's 1 to the left and 1 up. 0, 0.
Just at 0.
No left and right, no up and down. So it's at, what do we call that 0, 0 place? Anyone remember?
Axis.
origin,
Oh,
origin for that. But it happens to be the vertex of the parabola too. No, it's not that. It's origin.
That's what you said.
Yeah, yeah. So then it's 1 to the right, 1 up.
Wait. 1 to the right, 1 up.
And then 2 to the right,
4 up.
4 up.
That gives you a weird shape.
It shouldn't be that weird. It should be a U/V shape, okay? This is called a parabola, by the way, okay? So you get that shape, you get that table. Now, when I ask for solutions,
Wait, I'm confused.
what's up?
How you're able to do that with only.
With this table?
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
It could be zero.
Yeah, yeah. So the solutions, I put parentheses because it could be 1 or 2 of them, or 0 of them technically. That's where it hits the x-axis, okay? So note the solutions is where it hits the x-axis. In this scenario, it hits this x-axis at 0.
Right.
So the answer for the solutions...
0, 0.
No, just... You could write 0, 0, but the answer is technically just 0, okay?
The y-intercept is, can you say, it's also 0.
Yeah. So in this situation, the y-intercept is where it hits the y-axis, which is this vertical line.
I feel like if the vertex is 0, 0, the solution and the y-intercept is automatically going to be 0 too.
Perfect. That is always true. Yeah, that is always true. Okay. All right. Before I scroll down to the next one, any questions on this?
Yeah.
What's up, Ada? Be quiet. Go ahead, Eli. If you're just copying, that's fine. But if you,
So to get to like wait, how do you get 0 for everyone? Okay.
So how did I get 0 for axis symmetry? Is that okay if I start that, or you know that? Okay. I use this equation for the axis symmetry, which means I plug in A, B, and C. A is 1 because there's a little visible 1 here. B is the thing in front of X, but there's no X, so that's 0. C is the number by itself, but there's no number by itself, so it's also 0. They happen to be all zeros. So then I plug it in. It'd be -0 over 2 times 1, but it doesn't matter because as soon as you get 0 on top, it makes it 0 overall. So that's how I got my first 0, here and here, okay? The second 0 I got is because this one is what happens when I plug it into the equation, which I did over here. So y equals 0 squared. All my x's became zeros. 0 squared, y equals 0. So that made this number also 0.
Total, are you fasting tomorrow?
I've been fasting. Yeah, I'll be fasting, I guess, technically. Yeah, I've been fasting at 5 p.m.
Ramadan?
Not necessarily, but it just happens to be. It just happens to be Ramadan. All right.
Total, can I join? Can I come to like
Next week?
next week, like Wednesday?
That's a test, yeah.
Day 1.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm always here. I'm always in this room. 6, 7, 7, yeah. All right. And then from there, I just get my zeros, okay? I'm going to scroll down to the next one, okay?
That's why the class isn't small anymore.
What do you mean?
You stopped eating. Lunch.
Yes, that's probably why, actually. All right.
Don't jinx it. Now it's gonna smell. I actually don't think it's that. I think that's the windows open. That's why.
The window's closed now, so that's not true. But
I'm saying it doesn't smell anymore.
it's true, though. He's right. It's because I'm not eating in the classroom. Usually I sit in the classroom waiting for people to show up, so I eat here. That's a good point. Maybe I got to make sure people don't eat here.
What's wrong with next test, right?
No, but now the room smells nicer for a long time, which I appreciate. If everyone wants to... Eli, if you do come for help, just don't bring food here. I'll set that as a rule because that's true. It just haven't stunk in a while.
And
That's true.
also
That goes for
in the
you, too.
classroom-
That goes for me too.
And the classroom, all the way on the other side,
What?
like in the front of the high school.
Hard?
What about that classroom 301? What about it?
Like you know what I'm talking about, like Mrs. Min's classroom.
Yeah.
That always smells
all
bad.
the way.
Oh, but I don't eat there. I don't hang out there.
Class
So
there?
I do have a class there, but
I thought they're long.
no, my class is 6th period. You have a 7th period, so that's fine. All right, A, B, and C. All right, the axis is symmetry is always this formula, negative b over 2a.
Wait, can I interrupt for 2 seconds?
Go ahead.
On the calculator,
And hold up. Shoe, put that away, okay? What's up?
on the calculator, when you do like y equals and then you have to like graph it or whatever, how do you just go back to the y equals spot so you don't have to like restart the whole thing?
Just click y equals.
Oh,
And then it should go back to there.
okay.
All right. So I'm going to do my ABCs. A in this case is 1.
Wait, can I do this?
Okay, go ahead.
A is 1, B is 0,
Good.
and C is
Negative 4. Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to do the axis of symmetry, which is negative b over 2a.
it's negative 1.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, 0.
B is 0, right? So it's a negative 0 over 2 times 1. Reminder, if you have 0 on top of the fraction, it doesn't matter what else happens.
What happens with
It's
the negative
0.
4?
Yeah, you can go somewhere else. What's up?
What happens with the negative 4?
That's the letter C, and that doesn't show up in this equation, so it doesn't show up. So that's going to be 0. So the axis of symmetry is 0. That should be Sandy too, though. I don't know
And
if
the
it's really
vertex is what, 0 comma something.
0 comma something. So now my next step to find the something is to take it 0 and plug it into every x I see. In this case, there's only one x. So y equals 0 squared minus 4
What you're gonna do
But
is
0 squared.
is just 0.
so it's y equals negative 4.
So that ends up being 0 minus 4, which is y equals negative 4.
So it's 0 comma negative 4 for the vertex.
Yeah. So 0 comma
Oh, I did it
negative
wrong.
4.
Easy shit.
Hey,
So I just
Shoot,
want to say
I
something.
do not like your language.
I just want to say something. Steven's not here, and we're all actually learning.
Yeah, bye.
I'm just putting it at Tool.
that's recorded, man. That's so nice.
I don't care. I hope he watches this.
Oh, this is recording?
Also, shout out to Corbin. Just are not here. We're learning.
All right, fine.
And Adriana. Who else is missing?
Let's continue learning now.
Right.
So, in the middle, it's 0, negative
I
4.
actually feel bad for her.
Now, we're going to do 2 smaller, 2 bigger in the x values. So, negative 1, negative 2, and 1 and 2. Remember,
I'm so confused.
always 2 smaller and 2 bigger in the x values.
Then you do 1 times negative 1 times 1 and negative 2 times 2.
So, now you're going to do 1 at a time. Either 1 or negative 1.
So y.
Wait, I'm not. Wait. Okay, wait, yeah.
So I'm going to plug in 1 or negative 1 into the
equals 1.
equation. So let's do 1. Y equals
Oh no, x.
1 squared minus 4. Again, if you plug in negative 1, you should still get the same answer.
Y equals 2.
1 minus 4. 1 times 1 is 1.
Wait, I forgot what you do.
Y,
Plug it.
you plug it in. Just like you did with the 0 in the beginning, you're doing the same thing.
So it's 4 and 4.
So it's just like y. But which one are you plugging in? Any?
Either 1 or negative 1 for the first set.
So it's 4 and 4.
I get 3 and 3, negative 3 and negative 3, because it's 1 minus 4.
And then
You
do
did
you do
two
minus
negative
4 or
threes.
negative 4? And then
Wait,
kind of
wait, one question at a time. Lead?
Is it minus 4 or negative 4? Negative 4. Oh no, minus 4, right?
You could say minus 4.
Is it 2 negative 3s on purpose?
What's up?
2 negative 3s?
No, because you know how like last time I did it.
Is
and
it-
was different because I did either negative or like when I did it in my calculator.
Hold up, Leads. I'm going to answer
Are
Shoop's
both
question.
threes-
They're both supposed to be negative 3, yes. And in Leads, in your calculator, you want to write minus 4, yes.
Yeah.
But
not
when we
always
talk about
like
it,
negative.
Yeah. When you're talking about just the number itself,
No,
we
but
were,
like when it's actually negative, like you know, there's a difference.
Oh.
When it's negative and when it's minus.
that show up in number 3 or number 4. So we'll talk about that in detail
Okay.
when we get there, okay?
Okay,
All right.
next one is y equals 2.
Yep. So next thing we're going to do, good. Well, not y equals
2 squared.
2 squared minus 4.
So it's 4 minus 4.
So 4 minus 4, and that ends up
Wait,
being
if
0.
it's not 0, do you just plug it in normally?
If it's not 0,
If the axis of symmetry isn't 0, you plug it in normally. Like,
you still plug it in normally. It's just you plug it in 0.
No, but like you know how we plug like for like.
Oh,
when-
like the axis
we did,
symmetry?
like, 1, yeah.
Yeah, we have to do actual math. Yeah. What's up, Nala? If you need to.
Elevator roulette.
So now we're going to graph this.
Okay, so-
Negative 2, 0 means I'm going to go,
No, it's negative 4 0.
I'm doing the top part, right? So negative 2, 0. So 2 to the left 0 up and down.
Stays there.
Yep, stays there. So -1, -3.
So
I'm
left
going
and down 3.
good. Left 1, down 3.
0 and left 4.
0, -4. No, that's left and right 0 and down 4. 1, comma, -3.
Go right 1 and down 3.
Okay, this
Good.
is like a weird shape.
No, it should still be a U shape. And that's
What?
2, 0.
Go right 2.
No.
and
Bring it over to me, leads. So let me see.
0. You have 0. And then you do -4.
So down 4. You go left 4 in accident or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go down 4.
Just right.
That's a very common error.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What did I do wrong?
Let me see.
I have no idea what I did wrong with this last one.
You put the 2 in front. It's 2. Oh wait, what's this one?
No, what is
For which one? This one?
Oh no, I missed
For-
so much.
Pretty much all of it. I think I did something wrong.
Joking. Sorry, shoot.
Then
-2 squared happens
-4,
first. So it's
comma.
4. Then
Oh.
times 2, this should be 8. So you messed up this y value here.
Oh, okay.
And the other y value. Yeah, you got to be careful with that. You just mess up the math. All right, solutions. Remember, it's where it hits the x-axis. So you're going to list both of them, which in this case, yeah, 2 solutions, which happen to be 2 and -2. It hits the x-axis twice, so you list every time it hits the x-axis, which is 2 and -2. Eli, put it down, copy it up, so I want to go to the next question. Okay. And then this one,
can't we say it?
what is it?
Wait. It's just 0. No, it's
Wait.
-4.
-4, because that's where it hits the y-axis at -4.
Pen drop.
Yeah. Before I move on, any questions?
Wait,
You guys gonna have one?
solution?
Solution is where it hits the x-axis.
So the top and the bottom?
Not top and bottom, these 2 red boxes right here.
So is that like the first -2 and then the bottom 2?
No, when I say 2, I mean I went 2 to the right to hit the first one, and then -2 I
No,
went
I'm
left
talking
2.
about the x-axis.
Yeah.
Like, look at the x-axis.
Is this
No,
line
No, like on the box.
on the red box?
No, not like
It looks like a face.
with the y and x-axis, not on the graphic sheet, on the actual thing. Like there.
This line.
No,
What are you talking about?
the
Right here, right here.
No, the chart.
Yeah, what about the table?
But,
Oh, this. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that.
This table. Okay, the table we call it.
Solution is the top, like the top.
It's
X.
2 divided by 1.
It happened to be. It could have been here. It could have been there. But you have to look where it hits the x-axis.
Impossible. You can divide 2 and
If you
-1.
take 2 and divide it by
You can't. Yeah, that's
0.5.
No, 2 divided by 1?
it's 1.
0.5.
It's 2.
What?
I always get a 1. What if
I have
it's
2
divided by
candies and I
1?
want to give it to
It
one
stays the
person.
same.
What's it?
2.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
All right. Let's start with this one. Now we're dealing with B, which means our axis symmetry is going to be a little different. Who wants to do the ABCs for me?
Me.
Go ahead.
Because
Lead said it first. Go ahead.
-1, 4,
Yeah.
-4.
Wonderful. So that's my A, B, and C.
That's not how you do it.
Yes, you do.
Bitch. Sorry.
You think you're so funny? You didn't eat.
All right. -B over 2A is always the axis of
Wait,
symmetry.
Wait. -1. Why is it -1?
It's a negative in front of the x squared, so we call that a -1. So it's going to be -4 times 2, which is over, -1.
What?
So -4 over -2, that ends up being +2.
So if the first axis symmetry is,
Oh yeah, correct.
At 2.
and then before it's x is 2 comma.
2 comma something. So now we're going to take the 2 and plug it into the equation.
So it's y equals
Mm-hmm.
-2 squared.
So negative, be careful, write it like this, 2 squared. I know, but I want to say it because you didn't.
Why negative?
because it has a negative right here. So you got to make sure to include it. It says it right here. Negative. In the question. Plus 4
Wait, I always get confused.
times
here.
2 minus 4. So in this situation, guys,
Like, why did those just decide they could be in parentheses? Like, it's not really how it works. I feel like.
the number I'm plugging in goes into parentheses. And the number I'm plugging in is 2.
Totally watch this.
Guys,
Totally ready? You ready?
Where are you going?
Wait, there's gonna be a hole.
Is that mine?
oh, there you
I
go.
didn't forget that.
So,
No, it's not. Give me it.
first thing that happens, guys, the first thing that happens is 2 squared.
Touch it on that.
So it's going to be negative 4.
Wait, I just have a question.
Very important that negative is not
Yeah,
being squared.
I'm confused about like how it becomes negative and positive. Shoot, you don't even know what you're doing.
What are you asking? What are you asking?
Look at this. Give me my hole puncher.
What?
Shoop, give it back the hole puncher. I just want
What's
to
it called?
what?
A hole
Shoop.
puncher.
Yeah, it's a hole puncher.
It's called a hole puncher.
Or a hole punch, you could call it too.
What's the hole puncher called?
Leeds, what was your question? I apologize.
I don't like know how to get like negative, like when you get -4 or you get just regular 4 with the.
So you do the exponent first. So 2 squared happens first in the calculator, which is 4. Then the negative shows up.
But like if I put it in the calculator, right?
If you put negative parenthesis 2
Get off.
parenthesis
Shoot,
squared.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. Okay. If let's say you have
If you write exactly this in the calculator, you'll get -4.
-2 to the second power. Oh yeah, I got -4. Okay.
But be careful, okay? If it's -2 squared, put that in parentheses, okay?
Oh, okay. I did this. Oh my what?
If it doesn't show up in 4, I'll show you an example.
No, but I'm just confused. How? What do you mean if it's -2? If it's negative. Oh, if I didn't, if it was
Yeah.
already negative. Like
Yeah, exactly. All right, -4 plus
But
8.
then wouldn't it be a double negative?
That's okay.
So
So-
then it makes it positive.
No. The square happens first. So the answer.
If it, like, let's say, no, shoot. Can you set that off for today? Actually.
So if you had
Let's
this,
say you had.
I'll show you. If you had this,
Yeah.
the first thing happens is this square. So -2 is
Like,
-2.
how would I put that in my calculator?
You type literally negative parenthesis, -2 parenthesis squared. Yeah, use the parentheses.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So this is 0.
Why?
After you do the math, -4 plus 8
Wait, could you?
is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0.
So 2 comma 0.
So 2 comma 0,
Plus.
and we do 2 smaller
Stop!
and
Shoot,
2
get off.
bigger. Shoot, cut it out, man. You're disrupting the class, man. Shoot. Give it back. You're disrupting class. And Lori, come on, put that phone
No,
down.
shoot. I'm using a calculator.
No, you weren't. Just put it down. So it's going to be 1
Give me.
and 0
Give it to you. Shut up.
and 3 and 4. Remember, the X's are automatic. You're just doing 2 smaller, 2 bigger.
It's 0.
Watch it.
That's okay.
I'm late. Sorry.
So now
Shoot, why do you think?
we're going to combine, or not combine, we're going to choose either 1 or 3. To me, I think 1's easier. So I'm going to do -1 squared plus 4 times 1 minus 4.
What?
-1, because 1 squared happens first and then the negative comes out. So -1 plus 4 minus 4, that ends up being
1 plus 4 minus 4. Wait.
3
-45.
minus 4 is -1. So -1 here and -1 there. Now we do the same thing with 0 and 4.
What the heck?
I can plug in 0 or 4. 0 is probably easier.
Are you joking? No.
0 squared plus 4 times 0
Okay, this is
minus 4.
20.
0 plus 0 minus 4 is -4.
It's like -0.
Wait, I don't know how to put this into my calculator. You do okay. You're plugging in the 1. Aren't
Yes, as in blue. You should type it in like you see it in blue.
You? But why did because you
I do the parentheses on purpose because you want to type it into your calculator like that. Now we're going to graph. 0, -4 means 0 up and down, or 0 left and right, I should say, and
Wait,
down
I like
4.
The graphing. I like to do the graphing. Okay, so you go up nothing and left 4.
No. Left to right, nothing, down 4. And then what?
Wait, then you go right 1, down 1.
Good.
Then you go right 2,
Good.
up nothing.
Then
Then you go right 2 again.
right 3.
Right 3,
well, I only
down
got -1.
down 1. Then
Yeah.
you go right.
It should, so from the
4.
center, if you're 1 away, you match. If you're 2 away, you match. If you were 10 away, up and down, you would
Why did
match.
I only get -1?
Stupid.
Like every single answer I got was -1.
For 0 and 4?
Wait, can you just like
Stay.
no, shoot, can you stop talking for 2 minutes? Is that possible?
Cut it out. But yeah.
Okay, when I'm doing it on my calculator, you do
Shoot, give me back the
-1.
calculator. Or stapler, please.
Not a calculator.
Yeah, give me back the stapler.
I need to use it for a second.
You do not need to use it. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Is it open?
I don't care. You don't need to know that.
You do -1, or you do negative then parentheses 1.
Negative parentheses 1, close parentheses squared. So, the solution is where it hits the x-axis. So in this case, it hits the x-axis in only one place, and that is at 2. The y-intercept is where it hits the y-axis. The y-axis, it hits it at -4. Yeah.
Well, this is so hard. It's not working. My calculator's broken.
Any questions on this before I move on?
Yes.
Bring your calculator up here. Any other questions while I work with the calculator?
I did it right in the calculator.
Whoa! When you put it into the y equals, come here, you leave it as x. So it shouldn't be 1 squared. It should be x, and it should be x. They'll deal with plugging in the numbers. Now you'll get all the numbers, okay?
I thought you were supposed to plug it in.
No. If you put it in the normal screen, like here, you put it in the ones.
But that's what I did last time.
Then you shouldn't get that. It should be x's when you put it in the y equal. Because it's y, they want the x. Versus the normal screen, they just want numbers. All right. And then you click second table, you should get the values. All right. All right, Ella, you said you want to start the next one for us? All right. Give me the ABCs on this one.
2 to the power 2.
So what is the A?
2 to the power 2.
Mm-mm.
Just 2.
Just 2.
Oh, it's just 2.
Okay, B?
8.
Good. C? 0. Okay.
Wait, I
No,
want
no.
to
Stressing me out.
You should.
All right. Lori, what's a guys? Stop antagonizing each other.
Agonizing.
Yeah, I don't know why big words make you laugh, man. That doesn't make sense. All right. So you have to use the formula -b over 2a.
This is so stupid. The calculator literally gives you the answer.
-8.
So, but like, do you want us to show our work?
2 times.
I want you at least for the vertex, yeah.
Because like I could just okay.
8. You're negative 8.
Oh shoot, I
-2.
Good.
I never fucking talk.
So -2 is your
Wait,
axis
you just said-
symmetry.
I did that
She
in
said
my
she
head.
doesn't even talk.
Shub, you should stop talking too. All right. So then we have -2 as my axis of symmetry,
That's
which
the one that goes in the middle, right?
which will end up going to the middle. If you want to put that in first, that's you
Yeah.
could technically do that
So I
also.
don't forget.
Now we want the y of that thing.
Oh, okay.
So how do we get that y?
How did I end up being
We
that?
plug it in.
So you do y equals 2 times -2 to the power of 2
Yeah.
plus 8
No, it's not.
times -2.
Good. Now, be careful when you're doing it. If you're doing a calculator, just type it in exactly like this. But if you're doing it by hand, -2 times -2 happens first. So -2 times -2
2x
is
minus
positive 4.
Oh.
2x
Wait, why are you leaving?
minus 4.
Then 4 times 2, or 2 times 4, is 8. You do exponents first.
Okay.
PEMDAS tells you to do exponents first, so we'll do exponents first.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And then 8 and -2 is -16.
I kinda wanna do it.
So what's 8 minus 16?
8.
What?
Stupid.
8. Oh, wait. -8.
-8, okay?
What's 8 divided by 4? 2? Negative 2?
-2.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's -8. Don't forget the negative b part.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a -8.
Okay, now we gotta plug it in.
Wait, we're not done yet, total.
No, I'm just so confused.
So
by
what
the
are you
last
thinking,
part.
Ella?
Never-
What do we gotta do?
0 minus 0, -1, 3, 4.
Shoot.
Is there another?
You have to fill in the x's, which how you do a shoe?
0, -1, -2, 3, 4.
-3, -4. So you do 2 smaller, 2 bigger. See, because technically -3 smaller, I'll put it on top. It should not matter to you. So if you put it on the bottom, it doesn't matter. So -1 and 0.
4, 1, and 0. So let's plug in -1.
Okay.
2.
-1.
Oh,
2
wait.
times -1, and then to the power of 2 plus 8 times -1.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, I just want the first.
Yes.
1.
Good.
So 2 times 1 is 2. So
Good.
2e plus -8.
Good. So I'm just going to write 2 minus 8.
Yes, it is.
And that's going to be?
Times -4 is
Oh, I
negative
wrote 2 plus.
So why you tell me it's not? Don't worry.
2 plus -8 is the same as 2 minus 8.
No, I just realized.
How is that not -4?
Where we at?
You get,
Like when you're like doing the
-6.
-6. Leads. The -2 times -2 is what?
-2
Times
2.
times -2. It's squared, so you got to do -2 times -2.
But then why don't you do that for the last one also?
I did do that for the last one. I do that for all of them.
No, I'm talking. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're
I'm
asking.
talking about y equals.
Yeah.
How is that not -4?
I got 0 for the
-2 times -2 is 4.
I got 0 for the last one.
But then the last time that we did that, we got -4.
That was different. When it looks like this, that's different. That's the negative outside for.
If there's 2 again, if there's 2.
If it was 2, like this,
Yeah. That's fine.
you do this first. So that's negative. Oh. So that's negative. And 4. So that becomes just -4.
Okay.
Okay. Let me do this quickly. I'm going to just take over because I don't want to run out of time. So I'm going to be 2 times 0 squared. I'm just doing it for the video. Plus 8 times 0. Oh, that's pretty easy. 0 plus 0 equals 0. This is 0. This is 0. Let's graph the points. I'm sorry I'm going really fast, but I just
I
want...
got it, totally got it. -4, you go right, left.
Shoot, shut
4,
up. Nobody wants your
Left
opinion.
4 and keep it there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You don't want to do that. Let's be real here.
Hello.
Shoot, that was so mean.
Okay, the solution.
No, shoot,
2. I mean, -4 and 0.
Good. So the solution should be -4 and 0 where it hits the x-axis.
And the y-intercept is like where so for the y is 0.
It also happens to be 0. If you hit the origin, your solution and your y-intercept will both be 0.
Finito.
Awesome.
I'm so
I'm going to stop recording. I'll leave this up. I'm just going to stop recording.
Google Translate.